everybody. Welcome back to Lit Like Sage. It's me, Mother. Listen, it is March, and March is Women's History Month. If you did not know that, now you know. So I want to do something super intentional in this video and not only talk about women in general and their contributions to history, but talk about Black women and hoodoo, women that shaped our spiritual backbone. Whether you think about it, whether you make that connection of how they shaped you or not, they did. Like, there's no question. So today we're talking about Black women in hoodoo, not just as a trend or as an aesthetic or a TikTok personality, but as architects, as women who are protectors, healers, just the women that held the line to get us to where we are now, and women like me who practice now. So since it's Women's History Month, I don't want to talk about, just about like girl power. I want to talk about the women who kept us alive spiritually. Hoodoo did not survive because it was cute. Hoodoo survived because Black women made it survive. Before the books, before workshops, before being able to get on YouTube and look up aesthetically pleasing altars or curated candle sets, there were just Black women in the South, tired, overworked, underestimated, women that still found time after all of that to pray over their children at night, women who kept root in her pocket, women who knew what psalm to speak when things felt off, women who didn't have the ability to get on YouTube and know what to say or what to do. That's hoodoo. Hoodoo wasn't a rebellion. It was protection. It was strategy. And it was telling the others that you will not break our lineage. And here's the part people don't talk about. These were the same women that they called witches, the same women that they called evil, but also the same women that they took their babies to when they got sick, right? How many stories have you heard of like slaves literally breastfeeding white babies and things like that? Like, everybody was spooked about it until she gave you a remedy to fix whatever was going on. If your husband was acting strange, crops wouldn't grow, when the house felt heavy, all of a sudden Big Mama ain't so crazy, right? See, Black women weren't trying to be mystical influencers. They were just trying to survive and hold on to the lineage that people tried to destroy. They prayed psalms over mop water. They dressed doorways in protection. They anointed foreheads before sunrise, soft hands, and strong spirits. That's what I love about us, because we hold both. Hoodoo is not just candles and vibes. It's the inheritance as Black women who refuse to let spirit die in captivity. So if you've ever felt the instinct to light a candle when life feels heavy, if you've ever just known something before it happened, if you've ever heard your grandmother's voice in your head telling you to pray, that's not random. That's hoodoo. It's spirit. Whatever you call it, whether you realize it or not, you're walking into something protected, right? So that's just my little 1-2 about it in general. But now let's talk about Black women as the keepers of conjure. Black women are midwives, herbalists, root workers, spiritual counselors, dream interpreters, dream interpreters, protection workers. They were called conjure women, root workers, sometimes two-headed doctors. Women like Marie Laveau, Tituba, and Harriet Tubman. Now, everybody has heard of Marie Laveau. If you haven't, you must have been under a rock somewhere. Marie Laveau was a free Creole woman of color who rose to prominence as the Voodoo Queen of New Orleans in the 19th century. Revered as a healer, spiritual leader, and community figure, she profoundly shaped Louisiana voodoo and remains the symbol of New Orleans culture and folklore. Tituba was an enslaved indigenous or possibly mixed heritage woman who lived in the household of Reverend Samuel Parris in Salem Village, Massachusetts Bay Colony. She became the first person accused of witchcraft in the 1692 Salem witch trials, a confession that ignited one of the most infamous episodes of mass hysteria in colonial America. And we all know about Harriet Tubman. Between 1850 and 1860, Tubman made about 13 missions into Maryland, freeing some 70 enslaved people and providing directions for many more. She carried a revolver for protection and discipline, and insisting you'll be free or die. Black women didn't just practice hoodoo. They weaponized it for survival. They hid roots in their aprons. They prayed psalms over wash water. They laid tricks for protection against violence. They made sure babies were spiritually guarded before they could even walk. The spaces Black women hold in hoodoo are very still prominent today. You have spiritual matriarchs, community healers, protectors. Now that hoodoo is trending on TikTok and aesthetically online, we have to ask, who built this? Black women carried this tradition when it was illegal, when it was mocked, when it was called evil, when they could lose their lives for it. Now it's just candles and vibes. But for them, it was survival. So for Women's History Month, it's not about just CEOs and politicians. It's about the unnamed grandmother who kept your bloodline spiritually covered. What I love most about Black women in hoodoo is that we can embody both softness and strength. The soft hands of a grandmother shelling peas or a fierce protector who's spiritually handling a threat without even raising her voice. They teach us we can be both nurturing and dangerous, soft and spiritually covered, tender and tapped in. Think about women in your family. Who prayed over you? Who just knew things? Who kept oils in their purse? Who burned something when things felt a little off? That's hoodoo lineage. Black women in hoodoo are not side characters. They are altars, they are fire, they are the roots. As we honor Women's History Month, let's honor conjure women. Let's honor the root workers, the ones who held power in the kitchen, in the fields, and on the front porches. If this video resonated with you, please, please, please share it. And remember, we are not just practicing, we are remembering. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope this video was fun and informative. Like I said, I just wanted to make a very intentional video about women in hoodoo because it is in fact Women's History Month, if I have not said it 1,000 times already. So pay homage, show respect, show honor to those who came before you and the women that are currently holding you down right now today. Peace and love, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.